Alright, so the next part of the build is going to be the arms of the Age-2 Magnum 144 scale. Again, very reminiscent to the original Age-2 normal. Little pre-assembly of the shoulder armor here. This is actually going to be connected to the torso, but we will need this part here, and it has to go, I believe, in this position while the hole is in the opposite side. And then you put this here to close it up. Now there is something that I need to mention, that in the manual, and for whatever strange reason, the manual is referring to this area as a darkened area. And at first I thought, oh, don't tell me this needs you know, a sticker here or maybe a paint job. But it's actually it's like a shadow that the artist did on the manual itself. So I was saying to myself, wait a minute, where did this come from? I don't remember this, but just bear in mind with that when you build this. It's just you know, it's nothing. Alright, so we're going to take this, put this part here over the little hole here, or this little notch there. Then we take this part, put it like this so it shows the back of that. And then you close this up like so. This pretty much completes the shoulder assembly once you snap it into place, and it's supposed to swivel like that. So this part is done. Next part, actually we're going to do this one, and that's the arms, which of course I need to cut this off there. There we go. Then we need this. Put this through here. And this. Put this through there. Make sure it goes all the way in. Now for this, I believe you gotta take this part, stick it in like this, like so. So it looks like that. And then this one you want to put here. I had a where the heck did I put it? I had a toothpick here for a moment. What the heck is it? Alright, never mind. I use one of my tools here. And the reasons why is I want to make sure that this little part swivels once I turn it, because when you put these two together, it's a possibility that this does not, you know, go in the hole properly for whatever reason. But for that case, just turn it with this, you know, or with the toothpick, so that way it'll turn around. Then we take this part here for the arms, or actually the cuff. And then you take this, put that through here. You take this, put that through there, so it can turn. Test it out to make sure it goes like that. And then, oh, you need this. Goes in through there, like so. And then you put that here, like that. And then assemble the hand. And there you go. Both left and right arms of the Age-2 Magnum is complete. Alright. Good. Very simple. I didn't mention this in the torso, but clearly, you know, there's a lot of sanding here in this area that's required. You know, maybe you want to keep them together. But in regards to the fact that this will be stuck to this, if you're going to paint it, I don't see any issues with taking this apart and painting it and then putting it together, because sometimes, you know, it'll ruin the design or something like that. This one, there's a lot of seam lines and there's a lot of panel lines. It's, how can I say this? The seam lines is in between the panel lines sections, so that pretty much negate any you know, cleaning or anything like that. So that should be easy to do. The same holds true with the forearm here. This, at first, you have the seam line cuts through here, but there's an overall design which is far better than any other kit that I've seen. So this actually hides the seam line through, you know, the panel line itself. Sanding needs to be done here, of course, and I do see this, which of course you may want to glue and then keep it flush, but that's something to, you know, if you guys want to do that. Alright, the arms are done. Let's now move on to the next part of the build. So the next part of the build is going to be the legs of the Age-2 Magnum. Here are all the parts that makes up the feet and the legs. I'm going to begin with this little part here first. Put this ball joint polycap here, so it looks like that. And this is not a polycap, this is actually a plastic part that goes there. That seals it up like this. So that's taken care of. And we take this part here, snap this part into place like so. And then in this position, slide that part in here. Then you have this part that you stick in the peg here, the plastic peg, and then you bring it up like that. So it looks like this. Pair of heels. Alright, oh, then this completes this. Then we take this part. Actually, we'll do this one. Take this polycap pointing downwards. This one, which looks like identical to the one we did on the foot, but it is a polycap, goes there. I see a little bit of leftover plastic. I'm going to see if I can shave it off. There we go. And then we'll put that here. Close it up. Now, this goes here. And this snaps into place like so. Don't do too much pressure though. Then this goes back here like this. Put these two together like so. There we go. Now that's the part below the knee, the actual leg itself. First we need this. Goes here. This polycap goes there. There we go. Now we take this, put that through here. I gotta check the orientation first before I move on. Oh, okay, good. And that goes like that over here. So it looks like that. And we put this one through here, this one through there, so it looks like this. And we have polycap that goes here. This is the actual joint that connects the leg to the waist unit. That goes there. And that goes here. There we go. There you have it. The legs of the Age-2 Magnum are complete. I see that Bandai Engineering has gone a little, are doing the same thing what they've done with the most new series of model kits, whether it's from the Origins or whether it's from Build Fighters or Thunderbolts, where they found ways to make it easier for you to work on and clean during assembly. So cleaning this part here on the sides here and here will be easy to do, and you can take it apart so you could paint it separate, especially here and here. That's fine. This can be removed. This has a seam line through here, so you don't have to worry about gluing it and whatnot, but gluing it will allow it to stick. This of course covers up a lot of damage inside and inside, but then you'll sand these two parts down. There's a sanding, you need to sand off the back end here where the leg bends over, so that way you don't see this. Now you can either glue these two together like so, and then sand it down, or do that technique where you use some tools to carve the inside edges of the seam line and make it and turn it into a panel line. That's something you guys can do. So then of course this is easy to sand off as well. Alright, so the legs are done. Let's now move on to the next part of the build. Alright, the next part of the build is going to be the waist unit of the Age-2 Magnum. And a lot of parts here. For starters, we'll need this and this. And this part goes right through the crotchet, in the middle. It goes like that. And the thing in this position, you want to keep it like this. Snap it into place right there. So that completes that. We have this back part here, followed by this poly cap. Goes back here. And then we close it up. There we go. Alright. Next we take this. We take the trim parts, the yellow, and line it up properly and put it in there. Good. That takes care of that. We have this part here, and this orange part that slots into this. And then with this guy here, I'm going to put this one right there, and then close it up like so. Alright, that's good. Then we need this, followed by this color, yellow. Put it in there. Put that in here. Good, that's done right there. Then you put this back here, followed by the ball cap. There. Now we have these little parts which we will need. I like to use this one, followed by this cap here, then the wing. This is actually pretty easy and straightforward. Putting that here, and putting this here. Oops. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Now we put that here. Oh no, we gotta do it the other way around. Is that right? Let me just double check that. It's bent one way. Okay. Interesting. It has to go the opposite direction. Alright, that's good to know. So it has to look like this. Alright. At least I caught it now. Just wanted to double check that. So we put that there. And we put that here. Then we have this part, which we will take apart, we'll remove so we can put the legs on. And there you go. Waist unit is now complete. Like the other parts, the parts on this is sectional in a way you can remove it so you can paint it, and you don't have to worry about doing it or having trouble with it. I am noticing here on the actual side wings that you have to sand those down, but you don't have to worry about gluing it to the winglet here, because this can be taken apart. The design here allows you to open it up and paint it separately and then put it back in again, because the seam line is embedded into the panel line. And I think I did something wrong here. That goes here. There we go. So, alright. I'm reading the instructions how it is, so we're good with this. Let's now move on to the next part of the build.